Trump and Macron meet at the White House on Ukraine war anniversary as Musk sparks controversy. Remember, show that you are a fan of Donald Trump by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Stay until the end. Thank you very much. On a day filled with symbolism and mounting geopolitical tensions, former U.S. President Donald Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron met at the White House on Monday for a high-stakes discussion, followed by a joint press conference. The meeting coincided with the third anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and took place at a time when U.S.-European relations are facing increasing strain. Macron arrived early at the White House to join a Group of Seven, G7, call, a gathering of the world's most advanced economies that has played a key role in coordinating the Western response to the war in Ukraine. Later, the two leaders held a private one-on-one meeting around midday, discussing global security, economic cooperation, and the future of transatlantic relations. While both leaders appeared cordial in front of the cameras, underlying tensions between the U.S. and its European allies have been growing in recent months. Elon Musk enters the spotlight and sparks government pushback. As Trump sought to project an image of global leadership, his close ally and informal advisor, tech mogul Elon Musk, stirred controversy in Washington with a weekend email sent to federal employees. The message instructed government workers to reply with approximately 5 bullet points on what you accomplished last week by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. The directive caused immediate backlash within several federal agencies, many of which advised employees not to respond. Musk's demand came shortly after a Truth Social post by Trump, in which he suggested that Musk should be more aggressive. While Trump later stated that some agencies had security concerns about their employees responding to Musk's email, he insisted that there was no hostility toward the billionaire. By late Monday afternoon, the Office of Personnel Management clarified that responses to Musk's request were voluntary. AI-generated video of Trump and Musk appears in government offices. In an unexpected twist, an artificial intelligence-generated video featuring Trump and Musk appeared on Monday morning on screens at the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The video depicted Trump kissing Musk's feet, with the words "Long live the real king" overlaid on the image. The video quickly sparked debate over its origin and intent, fueling further controversy about Musk's growing influence in political circles. Congress returns as Trump's agenda gains momentum. Meanwhile, lawmakers in both the House and the Senate returned to Washington on Monday, with major legislative battles ahead. The House is set to vote on Tuesday on its version of a budget resolution, a key step in advancing Trump's policy agenda. With deep partisan divisions and mounting external pressures, the coming weeks are expected to shape the direction of Trump's political and economic plans as he continues to assert his influence both domestically and on the global stage. If you liked the video, click the subscribe button. It's free and costs you nothing. Tensions rise as U.S.-European relations face uncertainty. As the White House meeting concluded, analysts noted that the dynamics between the U.S. and Europe remain increasingly fragile. Macron, who has long advocated for greater European strategic autonomy, has expressed concerns over America's shifting foreign policy priorities under Trump. The French president has urged European nations to strengthen their defense capabilities, warning that the continent cannot solely rely on the U.S. for security, especially in the wake of Russia's ongoing aggression in Ukraine. Despite public affirmations of unity, behind closed doors, diplomatic sources suggest that Macron pressed Trump for stronger commitments to NATO and continued support for Ukraine. However, Trump, who has previously criticized NATO allies for not contributing enough financially to the alliance, reportedly reiterated his stance that European nations must bear a greater share of the security burden. The meeting, while outwardly diplomatic, highlighted the widening gap between U.S. and European perspectives on global security and economic cooperation. The Musk factor, influence and controversy. Musk's growing role in shaping political discourse has become an unavoidable topic in Washington. While his email request to federal employees was dismissed by many as an overreach, it underscored his increasing influence within Trump's inner circle. The Office of Personnel Management's response, stating that participation was voluntary, was seen by some as an attempt to de-escalate tensions without directly challenging Musk. Meanwhile, the AI-generated video displayed at the Department of Housing and Urban Development raised new concerns about the use of artificial intelligence in political messaging. While it remains unclear who was responsible for the video's creation and distribution, its appearance in a federal building has sparked an internal investigation. Critics argue that the incident reflects broader concerns over deepfake technology and its potential to manipulate public perception. Legislative battles and the road ahead. With Congress back in session, Republican lawmakers are preparing to advance Trump's policy agenda, beginning with the budget resolution vote set for Tuesday. The measure is expected to serve as a blueprint for upcoming legislative battles on tax cuts, deregulation, and national security funding. Democrats, however, are gearing up for strong resistance, particularly on issues related to government spending and foreign aid. With the 2024 election cycle looming, both parties are keenly aware that legislative decisions made in the coming months could have significant electoral consequences. As Trump continues to reassert his presence on the global stage, his administration faces mounting challenges, both domestically and internationally. With tensions simmering in Washington and across the Atlantic, the next phase of his leadership will likely be defined by how he navigates the complex intersection of diplomacy, governance, and political strategy. Congressional showdowns and political maneuvering. As Congress reconvened, political tensions in Washington intensified, with both parties preparing for a series of high-stakes battles over budget priorities, national security, and foreign policy. The House of Representatives scheduled a vote for Tuesday on its version of a budget resolution, seen as the first step in advancing Trump's legislative agenda. This proposal is expected to include key elements of Trump's economic strategy, such as tax cuts, deregulation, and shifts in defense spending. Democrats, however, have signaled strong opposition, particularly regarding any potential cuts to social programs and changes in U.S. foreign aid commitments. With the war in Ukraine marking its third anniversary, bipartisan divisions over continued financial and military assistance to Kyiv have become more pronounced. While some Republican lawmakers align with Trump's more restrained approach to foreign entanglements, others within the party advocate for sustained support to counter Russian aggression. The unfolding AI controversy. Meanwhile, the controversy surrounding the AI-generated video featuring Trump and Musk continued to escalate. By Tuesday morning, reports surfaced that the Department of Housing and Urban Development had launched an internal review into how the video appeared on government screens. Experts in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity have warned that such deepfake videos could pose significant risks to public perception, raising concerns over misinformation and digital manipulation in political discourse. While no group has yet claimed responsibility for the video's creation, speculation abounds. Some analysts suggest that it could be a coordinated attempt to satirize Musk's increasing political influence, while others worry that it may signal a more alarming trend of AI-generated propaganda. The incident has reignited debates within Congress about the need for stricter regulations on artificial intelligence, particularly in the realm of political content and election security. Trump's strategic calculations. For Trump, the events of the past 48 hours underscore both the opportunities and challenges of his current political trajectory. His meeting with Macron, while publicly framed as a reaffirmation of U.S.-European cooperation, also served as a reminder of the deepening divides between Washington and its traditional allies. Macron's push for greater European defense autonomy highlights the uncertainty surrounding America's long-term commitments under Trump's leadership. At the same time, Trump's alliance with Musk represents a new and unconventional dynamic in American politics. Musk's influence over technology, social media, and now even government bureaucracy positions him as a key player in the evolving power structure. However, the backlash against his email to federal employees suggests that there are limits to how far his reach can extend. What comes next? As the week progresses, attention will remain fixed on three major developments: the outcome of the House budget vote, any further fallout from the AI video controversy, and the ongoing diplomatic recalibration between the U.S. and Europe. With Trump continuing to dominate headlines and Musk's presence growing ever more controversial, Washington finds itself at the intersection of politics, technology, and global power shifts, where every move carries profound implications for the future. Shifting alliances and the road ahead. As the House budget vote looms, Republican leaders are working to unify their ranks and push forward Trump's legislative priorities. With opposition from Democrats and some moderate conservatives, the vote is expected to be contentious. If passed, it would mark a major step toward reshaping fiscal policy under Trump's vision, reinforcing his influence over Congress. Meanwhile, diplomatic tensions with Europe remain unresolved. While Macron's visit was meant to project unity, insiders suggest that European leaders are growing increasingly wary of U.S. commitments to NATO and Ukraine. In Brussels, officials are already discussing contingency plans in case Washington reduces its support, signaling a possible shift in global power structures. The AI video scandal, now under formal investigation, continues to raise questions about the role of technology in politics. With deepfake content becoming more sophisticated, lawmakers are considering new regulations to curb potential misuse. At the same time, Musk's involvement in government affairs remains a lightning rod for controversy, with critics accusing him of overstepping boundaries while supporters hail his efforts to reform bureaucracy. And remember, subscribe to the channel if you are against the war in Ukraine and want peace.